Murph, say hi to the camera.
Excuse me, what?
Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty.
I think the one on the other side's a different size completely.
Is it a 3/4?
Must be.
You need a new hammer?
Yeah, I might have you whack it though, so I don't. Yeah, I don't want
Couple
to.
left taps, that's all I need. A little water in there.
A little bit.
Alright, looks pretty good.
Murphy, move it.
That you had. Take them off evenly.
Make sure this side's loose. Might need to get a socket for this one.
No, they'll spin off.
We are removing the head to fix this. This is busted off. They're removing the head so this can go to the shop and get that piece removed. I don't know how much further detail we need to go into it on what we're doing.
So the weather today is quite delightful.
That's what you're gonna do?
Oh, Dylan's doing that. Murph's having fun with the laser.
Down. Over there.
And then what this?
No, don't. Oh, oil line down inside there. I'm gonna take off. Should be like a 5/8. I should get a little side droppers off the studs. Now you get to use your new sockets that you just bought. 50" and the 16" 1/16 inch.
Now I go for these big things, don't I? Oh,
Or the inch.
and your edge. Yeah, feels like it's got quite a bit of slop.
Try the other end.
That's better.
Don't be afraid to get to.
Tap on this thing a little bit harder.
We're changing the
Moving. I thought it was.
Maybe we should add a driver's to your list of tools today.
Release yourself from here.
Looks better than your last tractor.
Yep.
Got an exhaust valve that's partially stuck open.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too major.
Sweet.
What do you think, Dylan? Does it look better than your last tractor?
Yes, it does. It's not half full of shit.
Murphy's getting in all the new smells.
Yep.
It'll run. It's not new, but
Nope.
feel good.
Cool.
Murphy doesn't think I have to be already unstuck itself.
Perfect. Doing a lot better than the first two tractors I tried this with.
Yep, so now you'll have to get yourself a belt grinder. my gasket kit. Looking with everything there. This gasket. I think I'm gonna have to order that gasket. This gasket. We'll see about that.
I'll borrow the book. I'll bring it here one night and write down.
Well, I gotta come in and get my 40/20 parts, I suppose, one day. I suppose I'm gonna just get a bill in the mail for them one of these days.
I don't know if there's still a holding ticket in there or not for you, to be honest.
I've been in
Right,
big
cut it
for it.
all.
Yeah, I put my 2 weeks in on Monday.
I don't know if I put your 2 weeks in just yet.
Why not?
We don't even have an episode out yet.
Whose fault is that?
Mine.
I thought it was Murphy's.
No, it'll go up later. Alrighty. Here we are in the 1945 John Deere B episode 2. John has brought me a pallet of parts. John has also did some work on the head and got the old manifold off and resurfaced it. Well, didn't resurface it, but got it cleaned up anyway. Don't think we're popping that on tonight though, because we need to rethread and bolts. But we can unload the truck. Let's go check out the chicken coop and see what kind of parts we got. You're probably wondering why we call this thing the chicken coop. And well, when John bought it, there was a bunch of red LED lights inside, so I started calling it the chicken coop, and it's remained the chicken coop ever since.
It's stuck, unfortunately. And here's the rest of your tractor, Dylan. And one big heaping pile of parts.
So theoretically, this should make a tractor. Knock on wood? Question mark? Oh, hold on. So we're gonna get things going here. We're gonna get this unloaded, and then we'll go from there.
So this needs to go inside. The sheet metal, we'll put the fan inside. The sheet metal we should put inside, like the flywheel, radiator, that kind of stuff. We can leave that outside.
No, we'll start stacking
this
stuff inside and see what the room looks like.
Yeah, some of this stuff we'll leave outside. We'll get a start at it. One of your lower radiator pipes. I don't remember if that fits this tractor or not. There's your intake. This is, yeah, that's
Questionable.
that might be for a future project. There's a considerably better one lower down in the pile.
Thinking I should put
this inside. Robbed the oil pressure gauge out of his old dash assembly for his new one, and the throttle rod that you see I'm gonna have to do some work on. Or I might find a better one in my parts department at home. Do you happen to buy a penetrating wheel?
Should be a can sitting right next to that brake cleaner. There should be one can of penetrating.
It's a can of glass cleaner?
Yep.
Hey, we're doing good. I didn't even twist them off.
That's doing pretty good.
We should probably quit for the night.
Something that's been together for how long?
Gauge has successfully been removed.
Oh, good.
It was a little stuck. Dang it. Broke the glass. But it should still work. I still need the throttle rod. You're gonna order new ones eventually anyway.
Gauges?
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Good. I happen to know a very good place to get gauges.
I kind of had intentions on just ordering 2 new gauges.
Well, until that point, I guess we got that one that I broke. What kind of side cutters you got here?
You don't ask me.
Well, those ones that are possible. They're good and stiff. back to the parts pile. Boneyard, salvage yard.
Island of misfit parts. So, got a couple parts and a broken gauge.
Shit.
I had full intentions of purchasing 2 new gauges anyway, so no big deal. But like you said, it'll work for now until we put it in. Oh well.
What else did you want to see about tonight?
Well, shall we pull that clutch out and see what your crankshaft splines look like yet tonight?
We sure can.
It'll take about 5 minutes.
Alright.
10.
Who's counting?
Got on ahead of time, removed the main nut that holds the clutch driver on. So all that's left to remove the clutch parts and the clutch pulley itself is the 3 adjusting nuts for the clutch discs and the 4 bolts and the pin for the clutch yoke and brake arm. So we'll go ahead and get them removed and show you what things look like after we get them disassembled. Kind of nice you actually got your toolbox organized finally.
It is nice, yes. I went through and made it so it's actually usable instead of a catch-all.
Still a black hole. Still no tools in there.
No, there isn't, but thankfully there's some in there.
There were 3 tool trucks in town today. All 3 of them stopped where you work.
Yeah, they don't come and visit the parts guys.
They could have hooked you up. Well, I mean, we could have got you a full-on, like, 55-inch top-bottom box loaded with everything you would ever need for $20,000, $30,000 later.
You're right. That sounds like a good thing to buy for a $1,000 tractor.
Well, it seems the most logical thing. Because you know what $1,000 tractor leads to?
66 other ones.
Well, you don't have room for 66. But we could easily get 6 more in here, or 5 more in here. We get rid of these other things.
Hey, I like the other things.
Pick that up for me, Murphy. The adjusting nuts out, pull the outer plate off, the first separator, first clutch disc. Them all look pretty good. The clutch driver itself, which splines to the crankshaft. And the secondary clutch disc, which is basically brand new. It's still got parts stenciling on it. The clutch driver looks good in itself, but the splines where it splines onto the crankshaft are not so great. So we'll get the clutch yoke and fork removed and the pulley itself taken off and have a better look at everything. Got a sink out here yet?
I do not. No running water. Your shop doesn't either. So don't even.
You didn't have to bring that up. Oh, 4 3/8 bolts. 1 pin that the retainer clip has been conveniently removed ahead of time by somebody else. These four bolts.
And I got no tools in my toolbox, but for some odd reason I have spindle ass ratchets.
Oh, that should be the balance thing. Yes, get this one rest of the way out. And I gotta pivot the clutch brake arm out of the way to get the last bolt loose and out. I'll put this pin back in. Like so. And then remove that bolt. And grab a hold.
Voila.
Clutch fork, brake, pivot arm, all assembly comes out. Comes out as one. And then with all your other clutch assembly pieces out, you can pull the whole clutch over center, the dogs, the whole works out as one drive gear, as one assembly. And that's supposed to stay there. And then there you can see have a better look at them crankshaft splines, which are definitely showing some wear, but they might be usable if we find a clutch driver with good splines in it yet. We might be able to salvage this crankshaft. Yep. Till I come up with a good clutch driver, either we'll scrounge around my place and try to find one, or we'll get a used one or a new one. That's kind of where we're at with that.
And now we know.
And now we know. We just take the crankshaft out and flip it around, and the splines will wear the other splines out. The other side of them out.
Okay. Something tells me that ain't gonna work.
Because it's not possible. What kind of towels did you buy here?
TSC specials.
See-through.
But they're weirdly tough.
They are.
Oddly enough, all the parts that are off of this tractor still runs amazing. Little inspiration for when it's done.
There's another clutch driver in with your... I said that was the clutch pulley and assorted parts inside of there. There's another clutch driver that I'm fairly certain is just as bad, if not worse, than the one we took out of that tractor. But so we are also going to swap out the belt pulley for one that doesn't have nearly as much wear to it from the worn out clutch brake pads. That I see. Gonna help, Murphy? All your basic run-of-the-mill parts we just pulled out. Clutch discs, separator plate, and then the clutch driver that actually looks a little bit better. But I still don't know if it'll work or not. So we'll go over, take her over there and find out. Might be our lucky day. It might not be. This is a different... Oh, there's the pin. So there's a lining pin inside of here, and this one is kind of hard to see, but it's on this spline there, which then in turn has to line up with this spline there that has been notched from the factory. So then that's to keep the crankshaft and everything in balance. Oh, really? Just a little bit of play, but I think by the time I put a nut and washer back on that, we maybe might have to go buy a lottery ticket yet tonight. As I try to remember what I did with the bits and pieces here.
Could it be that simple?
It might be.
Could it be that easy?
No, because I can't get the nut to start.
And there's always something, isn't there?
You need a new nut anyway. And look at that, and that's tight. We'll end up replacing the nut in this washer because from running loose, they've been rutted in, so the nut doesn't come out quite as far as it's supposed to. But it looks like we got pretty lucky there. We won't have to put a crankshaft in it, and found a used clutch driver that I had at home off of one of your original tractors that actually works.
My original tractors, the parts that just keep on giving.
They're the parts that are putting this tractor together.
Yes,
because
they are.
I robbed all the parts that are missing off this tractor for another tractor.
Yes. Another tractor on top of that tractor, on top of this tractor, on another tractor to this tractor, move this tractor over to here, these parts onto that tractor, those tractor parts over to there. Got that? I don't either. Where you going? John! God! We going Powerball or we going Mega Millions? What are we doing here?
I'm not feeling that lucky. We'll go with the 2x2.
Oh, we'll go 2x2.
Where's my beverage?
don't remember.
Where I was sitting. Where I was sitting. So yeah, you'll have new clutch discs. Yeah.
Yeah, that one clutch disc wasn't bad at all.
They still got the stenciling on it, paint on it, some stamp. No, and this is good.
Suggesting someone's been in there before, huh?
Yeah. This is nice. Get that tightened up. We'll I'll put a little Loctite on there too, just to help the fact that we got worn splines on both pieces, even though it's the taper fit, but I'll put a little Loctite on there just to help that taper fit to keep everything from coming loose in the future.
Sounds good.
So that's good news. That means we don't have to worry about that, and then next time we come back, we'll probably work on putting that cylinder head on. Now that we don't have to worry about taking the crankshaft and the pistons out. We can clean that. Dylan's got some sanding to do.
I do got me some sanding to do.
And then we can torque the cylinder, put the cylinder head on with a new gasket and torque it down, and then we can get the manifold put on, and
they'll start coming together.
yep.
Probably about as far tore down as we need to go, huh?
Yeah, just about.
Wow, we gotta put all that.
We gotta pull we gotta take the electric start engine cover off, which so you run your fingers through there when you're trying to hand start it, because it's this whole assembly. Well, unbolt this. I got a hand start one we brought in out of the truck. So we gotta swap flywheels, and then like I said, we're gonna swap out the shifter. But this one shifts nice, except the new one I put on, the handle itself is seized up, so I'll have to take that apart and get that unseized, and then bolt that down, and then you'll have your hand start pedestal. We'll swap out the cover and the flywheel. So other than tearing them two things apart, we're about as tore down as we need to go. And then you can decide what you want to do with your carburetor, or carburetor.
Thinking about ordering the new one and trying it.
Yeah, have
you tried the new ones?
I have not. I see they've started reproducing them.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm looking at it is, if I get myself a new one, we try them out, see how they hold up and stuff, and might be decent ones for some of your other ones if you ever need to.
Mm-hmm.
Or any new ones that show up.
We'll make this as a guinea pig project.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as much as we're tearing down tonight?
I think so.
Okay. Well, then I'll turn this thing off for now, and we will be back on a later day.